Unfortunately, I have been let go from my place of employment on more than one occasion. Have you been let go from your job at least once? More than once? Well, for those of you that haven't been in the process, there are typically 5 stages in the process. There is the gate, the office, exit stage left, the long first night, and the day after. The first step, the gate. You come in Monday morning and you have a ton of action items to do. You've got emails to write, you've got action items to take care of, all to make sure and try to help your company hit revenue. Then all of a sudden your manager comes to you and says, "I'd like to see you in my office." I say, "Okay." And so he leads you into the office and you walk in and you see a large pile of paper and human resources in the room, and you think to yourself, this cannot be good. And so you sit down and finally you hear the words that no one wants to hear. Your employment, as of today, has been terminated from this company. And you think, great, what am I supposed to do now? And then you say, well, so much for the morning meetings. And so now the process begins, where they take your laptop, they take your phone, they take your papers. And so finally you say, well, wow, what am I going to do? The next step is in the office. You're in the office and you have these huge pile of papers. And to be honest, you're really not concerned about what those papers say, because you can read those when you get home. And what you are really thinking is, why can't I just leave now? Because who really wants to be around in a place where they're really not wanted? And then stage 3 is exit stage left. So now you need to get your things. And so you never get enough boxes to get all of your things. So you have to run around and scramble trying to find boxes. And then once you get the boxes, you load the boxes, and then you realize these boxes are really heavy given the light of your recent change of employment. And so finally you start loading them to the car, and finally you realize, and you get outside, you can't get inside the building because you no longer have a key. And so then you have to call your now ex-colleagues on the phone to let you back into the building. So finally, you've got your things. And so finally, you sign your paperwork, and then off you go. Stage 4, the long first night. Typically, after you get laid off, you typically go out and you get something to eat to try to kind of calm your nerves a little bit. Then you run those errands. But the reality is that those errands are just really stall tactics, because you just really don't want to go home. And so once you actually arrive at home, you leave your boxes in the car, because quite frankly, who really wants to be reminded of what happened today? I certainly wouldn't. And so finally, that brings us to the next day. Many companies typically have you come back into the office to sign your severance paperwork, which you're signing away your rights, in which you get your severance check. And so finally, you get to the end of the process, and your manager looks at you and says, if there's anything you need, just let me know. But the reality is, we and I both know, given the gig economy, that you'll probably never see each other again. And so you look at the card and you think, okay, I probably won't be needing this, but okay. And so finally, you leave for the last time, and the door shuts with a big boom, and you think, wow, it is finally over. I can now move on with my life. But instead of being depressed, you have to think, well, wait a minute, I still need to get a job. So what you do is you start looking through online listings for new positions, and you see something that interests you, and you say, wow, I'm a good fit for that position. I can do this. I'll land on my quicker. The loss is all the companies. Yeah, I'll be okay. Typically, losing your job is definitely not an end. You will be better and you will be stronger because of it. My only thing is, I just wish the experience hadn't been so painful when the door hit me on the rear end as I left on the way out. Thank you.